recording. It will be in the chat when we're done. If you would like a copy of this sent to you, you can shoot me an email. I can email it to you as well, and I will have it up on my website. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Can everyone see this? I do have Desk open. So the first thing we want to do is go to mycbdesk.com. Those of you who have taken my classes before know I'm going to give you a couple of little cheat things as well, just so that you know in Desk you can take your tiles, you can move them around and put them in the order that you would like them. There's also a Find an App button over on the side, and I can start typing in Prospect Square. It will eliminate everything else from the view so that that's all I'm getting. If I type in the word social, you'll see it pulls anything with that word either in the title or in the description. So I'm always able to go through and find the tool that I need. If you have, I guess now it would be an old-fashioned mouse tied into your desktop or your laptop, you can hit the control button and scroll up or scroll down to make your screen bigger or smaller as you need it. And I'll make my screen just a little bit bigger so it's a little bit easier for us to see this morning. So I'm going to go into Prospect Square. And I'm going to go in because I'm an employee. I will go in as an agent, so we'll all be seeing the same thing when we log in. Clients for Life is going to come up on the top. We don't have that quite yet in our area. Excuse me, I do believe that's up and coming for our area in 2021. As I scroll down, I can see a snapshot of how my campaigns are performing. You can see I have 89% that's not opened and 11% that have opened. Shame on me because the only person I've sent reports to is myself. So I have not been good at opening my own reports. But you can get all the statistics here. You can look per report. Maybe I just want to look at area reports or quarterly reports, and I can determine the length maybe in the past week or up to the past 6 months. So that's a snapshot. It gives me the analytics. How are they performing? Are people opening them? Is there anything to click through? And are they doing that as well? And I also have a bounce rate of 0, so that's good. I always like to point out in Prospect Square, if you need some additional help, at the very bottom of the dashboard, we do have an agent guide. So that's a quick reference that I can go in and I can find what I need. There are some facts about Prospect Square. So some very common questions that other agents have been wondering. You may be wondering the same thing too. And a market report guide. So there is a video in here. It's very detailed on how to create a market report. So I will let you know as we do reports, we will have a quarterly report, and that's going to be it's going to be county based in our area, and it's going to come out 4 times a year. And then we have our area report, and that's updated on the 8th of every month. And that's going to be zip code or county related. And then we have a market report, and that's where I'm able to go in as an agent and I can select 3 specific streets. I can select a specific subdivision. Just like the MLS, it allows you to go in and draw the area that you want for that particular report. Excuse me. So I will click on the agent guide just to get a snapshot of this information that is provided. It is an interactive market guide, so just know if you're overwhelmed, you don't have to do all of this at one time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's an agent introduction here to Prospect Square. This is a place for communicating with prospective clients. You know, I'm going to keep in touch with my existing clients. I'm going to grow my business, and gives me the opportunity to show that I am the area expert. It's not just a, hey, hope you're having a happy new year. It's, look, this is what the market is doing in your area. I really love Prospect Square. I think it's very valuable, especially now. We're in an election year. Every election year, no matter who runs, no matter who's voted for, who doesn't make it, people are fearful of what the future will bring. This is going to replace that fear with fact. Same thing with COVID. How is it affecting the real estate market? This is a really great way to show that you are very knowledgeable and the expert about the real estate market in your area. So you'll see table of contents. We have some report descriptions, getting started, and these are things that we will go over in this class today. But as you go back in and you want to update this information and start using this tool, this is a very good interactive guide that's going to help you along the way. So everything from your profile to how do I add a contact? Can I sync my contacts? Yes, if you have Gmail or your Office 365, so your Coldwell Banker Outlook email, you can sync it. I want to create groups. I am a person that I have the same groups in Prospect Square that I do in my InTouch, just because it makes more sense in my mind. Any way that works for you is the correct way. I can also view all of my contacts, search for them, and then it gets into reports. The thing that I like the most about this particular guide is, let's say I've started and I go through the dashboard, I've gone through my profile, I've added some contacts, and something happens. I get a phone call. There's a client on the other end. They want to see a house, or, you know, maybe it's time to walk the dog, or anything that happens, and then I want to come back later. I'm able to go down and, let's say I've done all of these things. Now I want to start with quarterly reports. I'm able to click this particular button. It's going to shoot me directly to that particular page, and I can continue from where I left off. You'll see here quarterly reports. The frequency is quarterly. It does come out on the 15th of each new quarter, and the first page is customized to you. I will go over the profile information. If you complete your profile, you will have very robust information on your reports. If you do not complete your profile information, you will have no information on your report. So that is a very important feature. It will give you the content. So there's lots of charts and graphs and lots of information, 7 different graphs included. There is an additional reports page, something I love about the quarterly report. Someone can go down to the bottom and they can get some extra information based on other counties in that area that is all hyperlinked for them. It will go through how do I set up a quarterly report. We will run through that quickly, as well as some other additional information. You can customize the title. You can be copied on the report. You will hear me say this several times in this workshop. Please know, in Prospect Square, when you copy yourself on any report, you will always receive individual copies for each report sent out. So if I go in now, I create a quarterly report. Let's say I have it set up to go out to 50 people. I will receive 50 individual copies in my email of that report. The workaround for that is, oh, if everyone can mute yourself, I would appreciate it. So you can also add yourself as a client to that as well.
Otherwise, I would have said, excuse me, let me see some ID. But he just blew through.
There we go. So in lieu of myself copying myself and having 200 reports come through, I have worked with agents that's happened to before. I'm going to add myself as a contact. I'm going to add myself to every group. That means anytime a report comes out, if I'm sending up a report to go out to Susie Q, I'm going to add myself as a contact to that report as well. It will blind carbon copies. I send out 50 reports, 200 reports. Every single person will receive that report individually. keeps the information private. They're not going to get a laundry list of other people's emails. And you can always click preview to review your report before you send it. Those of you that know, love the preview button for anything. I want to see what it's going to look like before it comes out. Your area reports, those are going to be a little more fine-tuned, not as broad of information. You can have county information, but it's also divvied up by zip code. The frequency is monthly. It will come out on the 8th of every month. It will automatically be sent out on your behalf if you have assigned it to someone. Also, if you have used the link and included it on your website, it is a live link. It will automatically update on your behalf. So it's a specific county. It does say specific neighborhood. Ours does focus on county and cities by zip code. And it depends on the data provided by your MLS. So you'll see here, report context. We have a real estate snapshot. There are some summaries, different information for that particular market. It makes you look like the area expert. I have these on my website. I like to go through and look at the areas that I serve frequently. Once a month, once every couple weeks, I'll look at them so that when someone comes to me, I can say, oh yeah, by the way, did you know the average days on the market has actually gone down 25% from last year? And right now, if you sell, you can get 15% more for your home. So instead of waiting until spring, now is a really great time to sell. Also, creating the area report, we will go over this as well. There are directions in here for you. And again, creating that, previewing, etc. And then market reports. So market reports are going to be more fine-tuned. They are the most specific out of all of the reports. The frequency is on demand. You can set up the interval. When you create the report, I can send this report out every single day. I can send out once a week, once every 2 weeks, all the way up to every 6 months, or every quarter. I can send out. So market reports can be scheduled also with an expiration date. So they'll automatically go out. Maybe my expiration date is March 31st. That just means after March 31st, they'll no longer go out. That's been opening it, maybe they'll contact me and say, hey, I was getting this report, where did it go? And then also it has very specific property information. So you're able to go in and give the information. Maybe I want all active and under contract for the past 90 days. And then I also want to include sold properties or withdrawn or canceled or temporarily off the market. It gives you the opportunity to choose the specific data that you would like, as well as bedrooms, bathrooms, etc. So this is going to give you a market snapshot. It's going to average the high and low, the days on the market, etc. It's going to give you the price trends, the properties on the market. It's going to give you a market summary, and it's also going to give you all of the local inventory. So there'll be property details. Your prospect can sit there. They can click on any of the properties. They can get all the photos. They can get all the information from the MLS in real time. Again, it's going to show you how to create that specific market report, how to put in your report criteria, make sure you have your correct MLS. Map search is my favorite, I won't lie. The search field for mine is either from an MLS number or a specific address. You can do kind of a search around the property or just do a map search. I like to just draw the area. Once I've gone into a map search and I've drawn, for example, a specific neighborhood. Let's see, I want North Point Heights. I'm going to go in. I just made that up. I'm going to go in. I'm going to section that out. I'm going to draw that and I'm going to save it. Once I have it saved, this system will save that particular map. I don't have to go in and constantly draw that area. It'll save it for me. I can check it off and it will be there for me in the future. So with the market report, there will be a count button to see how many properties match your search. You do have to have at least 100. There, you can have a maximum of 200, but as you do your search, if I just put that I want this particular area, there might be, 20,000 homes in that particular area. And then as I whittle it down, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, this many square feet, this, and this, it'll whittle that down for you. And then once you have that in the result that works for the market report, you can click search to view the details of the properties, and then OK when you're done with the criteria. And you'll see here a little bit more about that map search. It'll show you, and again, it's going to give you this information here. You're able to save it, and then you can open that later if you need to. And then also I'm going to send it to a specific contact. I'm going to tell it how often I want it to be sent. Best practice is to set the expiration date when the report should stop being automatically sent. So that's completely up to you. And then also the consumer type. So something I really like about the market report, I can let the report know this is going out to a buyer, this is going out to a seller or an investor or prospect. Because, this information is going to be needed. Maybe somebody's thinking about selling their home and they want to know what the market is doing, or they're considering purchasing a home in that area. Once you've created your market report, you can also share your reports. Again, it's going to go through timing and frequency. You can take the link and share to your website. You're also able to share to social media, and we'll kind of go over that a little bit as well. I will show you. So I do have an agent who has these on her website. She does have some photos from Canva, but here we have some different county quarterly reports. And if I click on that particular photo, it's going to take me to her report. She's got some information here, and that it's giving me a snapshot for 3rd quarter, because 4th quarter is not done yet, of what is going on in this area. Excuse me. It's going to give me lots of statistical data, and it's also going to break it down by zip code. So this is the county. It's going to break it down by zip code for single family homes, for condos, what is going on in this particular area. There's lots of charts and graphs. You will see the question mark here in gray. I can click on that and I can see what the graph represents. So this represents the median sales price, the total number of sales each quarter for the past 3 years. So I can get that information for that particular neighborhood. Area reports are something that's really great to send out, to print out and take with you in an open house. I have an agent recently that printed some and sent them to her farming area. So just a lot of different things that you're able to do with them. And also when you click on them from your website, so I do have some on my website as well. You can click on that particular report, and you're also able to go to Facebook and share them to Facebook as well. So when you first get into Prospect Square, again, that information is on your dashboard, kind of in the middle. It's going to give you a summary also of your prospecting activity for the last 14 days. So that is your dashboard. Again, you have that help guide, some facts there as well, and a short, a small video for your market report. Actually, I believe it's about an hour, but she does go through in detail how to create that market report. The first thing that I want to do is go to my profile up in the right-hand top corner and click on my profile. I want to make sure that when my report goes out, it has as much information as possible. So your name and your first and last name will come through, they'll be grayed out from Trident. Your preferred full name. If you have a nickname on your real estate license, you may use that here. I have paid the additional $25 to be Angie instead of Angela. If my license reads Angela Myers, that is what needs to be here. I cannot put a preferred name unless it is present on my Maryland real estate license. I believe DC and Virginia are the same. Any designations would go here. Just remember they should be per the National Association of Realtors. They should be in alphabetical order. You can also Google NAR designations to discover which need that little registered symbol. ABR, SRES are two examples. Your email will also autofill from TriNet. If you have a preferred email, you may put it here. Your agent website, you can include here. It will validate it for you. I have my preferred agent site here. And then preferred phone numbers. If you have a cell phone number or an email address in any of your marketing, if you are a Maryland real estate agent, you must also have your labeled office phone number. I believe it's always a good idea. I believe even Virginia and DC, it's a good idea to have your office number on there as well. It's not required for you to have a license number. I believe that's only Hawaii and California. You can upload your profile photo here. It's always recommended and suggested that your profile photo be the same photo everywhere someone finds you professionally. So if I send out a Prospect Square report, I'm going to have the same photo that you're going to find on my Agent in Touch website, on my Facebook business page, Instagram, LinkedIn, Zillow, Realtor.com, wherever you find me, you're going to find this photo. Social media. So that's another thing as well. You can go to your Facebook business page. You're able to look that up. You can go to Facebook, again, go to your business page and just copy the particular URL that's here. Just copy that and you're able to go in and paste that for your Facebook URL. I don't tweet for business, so I've included Coldwell Banker's Twitter feed just because I want to have the little icon. I want my profile on my reports to look very robust. I don't think anybody minds if they click on Twitter and it sends them to Coldwell Banker. I don't think that anybody's going to have an issue with that. Maybe Coldwell Banker tweets on my behalf as if I would be that special. But here it's going to give some really good information about Coldwell Banker. LinkedIn, I do have my own LinkedIn. Pinterest, again, I don't do for business. Instagram, you might have an office page or the Mid-Atlantic region. YouTube, I have Coldwell Banker. I don't have my own channel just yet. And blog, I have the Blue Matter blog for Coldwell Banker. That's just so that when someone pulls up my particular report, I have a lot of icons. It's very robust and full and has a lot of information. You know, make sure that you have your office address, phone number. You can include a bio here. However, right at this moment, it's not currently being displayed. So if you want to skip that for now, that would be okay. Make sure that you are in the correct time zone and the correct language. You can go through if you check off any other languages that you speak. And you're also able down here to check off designations and certifications, and you will see the ones that have those little registered symbols on them. I have yes for opting in for clients for life. We don't have that yet, but I'm just going to leave that at yes for when we do get that. And then I can go ahead and save and close. Now, what that is going to do, it's saved my record. Now I have a very robust profile when someone goes to one of my reports. So I'm going to go ahead and click on just a Baltimore County report. You will see here all of my information is very, very robust. I have my cell phone, I have another direct number, I have an office number. They can click through, they can email me directly, they can click through, they can get to my website. Yours will have Realty over here. Mine, because I'm an employee, it has just the basic corporate, but yours will have Realty there per your real estate license. And then here you can see I have LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook and all of the fun social medias. And if someone were to click on any of them, if they click on my blog, for example, they're going to get to Coldwell Banker Blue Matter blog, and that's fine. You know, that's okay. They can click on my LinkedIn. They will find me on LinkedIn. They can get my digital resume, again with Facebook as well. You know, and then as they go down, you'll see Baltimore County. Here's that snapshot of average days on the market has gone down. The sales price has gone up. So just some very good information about that area. We will go into, so once you have your contacts uploaded, that is another class that we do. You can import them from your InTouch. You can also sync them with your Gmail or your Office 365 account. You're also able to go in and to group them. Once you have that set up, you can go through and click on reports. So you will see several different things in the drop down. We have our area report, and that's going to be our county or by zip code. The market report, that's the very nitty gritty, the very specific information, maybe a specific neighborhood or 2 or 3 streets, or maybe several neighborhoods. And then the quarterly report, that's going to be that very broad county-based information. You do have report cover images here, where you can go in and you can change the image on your report. I believe right now you do have to, or actually they just updated it. You can select from what's in the system, or you can upload your own. I would just caution you, anytime you upload a photo to your website or to Prospect Square or Moxie, please make sure that you have the rights to use that photo. It's not a copyrighted image. And then also report settings. So you can see here report settings. I can go in, I can edit those report settings here. And once I've done that, so for the area report, the name of it will just show as area report. Do I want to activate the report setting? I do. Here I can browse through. Excuse me, I can add a new cover image here or browse anything. We are in the southern mid-Atlantic region, so they do have some based on your area. I probably don't want to have, you know, a picture of a cactus or, you know, the Brooklyn Bridge or something here. I want it to be representative of the area that I serve. And then also, do I want to hide the area report intro? I do not. So this is going to give some information. I can go through and I can customize this. Now, I don't want to personalize it because I might be sending it to you know, different people. I don't want to put someone's name in here or be very area specific, very general, but customized to what I wanted to say. Also a follow-up intro. And you can see here, I have a southern mid-Atlantic photo for the market report. And here it has different information. So I'm going to click no, I don't want to hide the market report intro. And you'll see this is where it's important when you create a market report to have that information set up if you're going to send it to a buyer, if you're going to send it to a seller, a prospect, or an investor. That's just going to mean the difference in that little blurb that's going to come up on that report. And then also the quarterly report here at the bottom. And you can have the same photo for all of them. You can use different photos. Again, completely up to you. Once you are done with the details, you can hit save and close, and that will save those details for you. You will see in here the report cover images. There are 3 pages. You can scroll through and look through. And here we do have Southern Mid-Atlantic. Again, you can upload your own as well. So with that, we will get right into it. I'd like to start with the quarterly report just because that is the very broad, basic report that you have. One thing that you do have up here is a preview and share button. So I can create a new report, or I can just grab the report if I need it. If I need the link and I want to share it to social media, I can do that here. If I would like to take this information and copy this link and add it to my website, I'm able to do that as well. So for this sake, I'm just going to choose Baltimore County because it's here. I can go ahead and click on this particular button, That is my preview button, and I can see exactly what does this particular report look like right now. So you'll see here, I don't have the little blurb because I haven't set this up specifically to go out to someone. It's very broad and very basic. So if I use the preview and share, I don't get that little blurb, but that's okay. This might be something I want to share to Facebook or something I want to put on my website, etc. And this is going to give me all of the quarterly data for this specific county. Up here, I am able to print this to a PDF if I would like to print it out double-sided and take that with me to an open house. I can also share here. There is a plethora of social media involved, everything basically except for Instagram because that is photo-based. But I can go through, I can share to LinkedIn, I can share to Facebook, etc. And there's also a quick cheat right here for Facebook. I'm able to go in, click on that Facebook button. You can do this with both your area report and your quarterly report. I just want to make sure that I'm sharing it to my business page. I can type something about this report, and then I'm able to post to Facebook directly. So that gives me some really good content. Maybe I want to share, if I work in multiple counties, maybe the first Monday of the month, I share this county report. The second Monday of the month, I share this county report. You could do it that way. You can do an area report or a quarterly report. They both have the same functionality when it comes to sharing. The other thing I'm able to do is hit the find button. Maybe I want to look for a specific county. I will caution you to look for the counties with your state behind them so that I'm not sure why they're in here twice. I believe the ones with the state are Coldwell Banker Realty, and the ones that do not have the state are Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage, and we don't want those. But you will see, I do caution as well for those of you in Maryland and Virginia, Frederick County, there is one in Maryland, and there's one in Virginia. So you are able to click, and the MA does stand for Mid-Atlantic. So I can click that and go straight to that, and it will eliminate that extra clutter. I'm also able to take this particular link. I can copy this link. I can go to Facebook and post it that way. I'm able to hyperlink it on my website as well. And you can do that on my particular website. I have photos. The photos themselves would not link. So I have little hyperlinks underneath, and someone can click and they can get straight away to that particular report. I can also click this share button here, and it will give me some straight options if I want to put this on LinkedIn or Facebook, or if I have Twitter for business, Pinterest, etc. If I want to send that out, I can do that as well. So that is your quarterly report. You're also able to go through and browse here. And you can see I have some quarterly reports that are already set up to go out to prospects. So if I would like to set one up to go out to a specific prospect or client, I'm just going to click this new button right here. I'm going to give my report a name. So maybe I have a Baltimore County quarterly report. What contact would I like to send this to? My contact does have to be in the system in order for me to send this report to him or her. Just going to click and type in my contact. You're going to see I have lots of Angies in the system. These are all me. And I can choose the particular email account that I would like to send this to. I can add a new contact here as well and browse through my contacts. What market area would I like to set this up for? I can browse information, and that's where I'm going to click the radio button for Baltimore County, and I'm going to click OK. So now I have a Baltimore County quarterly report set up for Angie Myers in Baltimore County. Do I want to copy myself on this report? So this is where I was mentioning before, and I'll probably mention again. If I hit the yes button, that means when this report goes to Angie, it will also come to me. If I have this report set up to go to 20 people, I will receive 20 individual copies in my email. Some agents don't have an issue with that. I had an agent recently that had 200 reports that went out and had 200 individual emails that came back to her. You will see on the question mark, if yes is selected, the user, that's me, the agent, will automatically receive an email for every client set up to receive the report. So in that case, I'm going to say no, and I'm probably just going to add myself as a contact. So the contact must be saved again before you can send that out. So you can see here it's in blue. I have that little X there, so I know that I've got her in there. And I can also give an initial email subject line. I can have a follow-up subject line. And again, that's just going to be from me to that person. Excuse me. If you would like to update that, you may. And then also there's a preview button here. Those who know me know I love to preview before I save, before I send. I want to see what's it going to look like. So here's that report. It does have that little blurb there. Welcome to your latest quarterly report. This is what this report is. If you're interested in receiving the area report, let me know. I can set that up for you. I like that it says set it up for you. That just means I'm not going to be harassing them. I'll set it and I'll let it do its job.
Angie, may I ask a question?
Sure thing. Please do.
This letter, this Dear Angie letter, are you able to edit it? And if so, show us how.
Yes, ma'am. So that's going to be, let me go ahead and hit this save and send button. But that is going to be in that report settings over on that left-hand side. That's where I'm able to go in. I'm going to hit that little pencil button, and I'm going to go in, and it's going to give me, that's where I was saying we have those little initial intros. That's that little blurb that you're going to see, that content that's going to be pushed out with each of your specific reports. So you'll see we have them for the market report, the quarterly report, and the area report. And I can just click on, so it's grayed out right here, but if I just click in that particular, let me make that a little bit bigger. If I just click on that particular box, it will come up, and I can edit exactly what that says.
So it's just highlight or delete and then create your own and hit save.
Yeah, so you can just type in what you want it to say.
Okay.
I do like what's already here, but again, I would highly recommend that you don't personalize it, but customizing it to fit your narrative definitely works. If you wanted to say something else, that's okay. Just again, make sure that you're customizing, because I could set this up for Susie Q over here and then set it up for this guy over here. And I want to make sure that I don't have someone's specific name included. So that is your quarterly report. You'll see here I have my Baltimore County quarterly report that I just set up right here. I am able in this snapshot to go through and edit this at any time. I can delete it. If I delete it, it's gone forever. There is no trash, so I can't find it. So make sure if you delete, you're definitely okay with it being gone. I can go in and preview the report. I can resend this email. Maybe I've talked to Angie and she said, I don't remember getting that email from you. Can you resend it? Yes, I can. I'm just going to hit that button. I can see the contact that's receiving it. Which report is she receiving for which area? Did I copy myself on it? I did not. Has this contact unsubscribed? She has not. When did I create this particular report? And when was the email sent? So you'll see it's going to take a few minutes for the system to go in to send that out. And you'll see here down here, I have one that I created in 2018. That was a test. It was a new one for me. And here I received, the last one I received was in October, because that's the last time that the quarter ended and it was sent out. So you'll see here, this report was sent out on the 13th because that's the day it was created, and it took it about 3 minutes to get out. Excuse me. So this one here will send out in the next few minutes, and it will be good. I can also find, if I'm looking for a particular report name, maybe I want it that's going to a particular contact. Have I deleted it? Yes or no? Maybe I want to see all of them, and I can browse through and I can search through that way as well. You can see here, I don't have too many, but that find button is such a great feature when I have a lot of reports to look through. And they also have the copy or delete function there as well. So that's your quarterly report. Again, you have the preview and share button if you don't want to go in and necessarily create it from scratch or send it to someone specific. That gives you the opportunity to share on your website, to share on social media, as well as browsing anything that you currently have set up and creating new. Another report that I am a very big fan of, I like all of them, but this is the one I probably use the most, is the area report. So you'll see here I have several of them set up. Also, there is a preview and share button. Now, the quarterly report and the area report are the only two that have preview and share. Once we get to market, this button won't be here. That's okay. It's not broken. That's only because it's very specific, where these are very broad. So I can hit this preview and share button. It's going to have the exact same functionality as our quarterly report, but you're going to see here it's going to break this information down and be a little bit more specific. So again, I can go through and hit this find button if I don't want to have to go through all 25 pages. For example, we'll just use Baltimore again as an example. I can go through, look for Baltimore County, and hit this search button here. Once I've done that, everything in Baltimore County. So I'm going to get a Baltimore County area report. Again, that'll be updated in the 8th of every month, so updated monthly as opposed to quarterly, but it also breaks it down by zip code. So Baldwin to 1013, it also has Baldwin single family. There are no condos in Baldwin. It's just not that type of area. Everything, it's kind of rural, so everything is single family homes. Then we have Catonsville. Cockeysville, you'll see they do include condos. That type is available there. And again, Dundalk. So you're going to go through, you're going to see, 21221. You're going to see by zip code, each zip code that is in this Baltimore County area. And you can scroll through until you find the one that you need. Now you'll see here there are multiple pages. Let's say I'm looking for Towson. I can click through, and here I have found Towson. I am able to preview this particular report. Again, print to PDF. This is an excellent option. I do highly recommend the area reports to print and take with you a few copies to an open house. Again, I can share to a plethora of social media or directly to my Facebook business page. Excuse me. I can also take this particular link and copy this link. And that's the link that I would use to hyperlink to my website. And I can also share from here as well, directly again to Facebook, to LinkedIn, etc., to give myself some additional content and show that I am the area expert. One other thing that I absolutely love about these reports is if you are a video agent, whether you like to be on camera or behind the camera, this is a really great opportunity. I could go to Towson, there's Towson Town Center there. Maybe I'm standing across the street on the corner and I have a video of, look at the hustle and bustle right now of, Towson Town Center. And did you know in this area right now, the average days on the market in Towson has gone down almost 60%. This time last year, your house would have been on the market for an average of 45 days. This year, it's only 19, and the median sales price has gone up a lot. So it will go through, it will give you all of the data down here. Use that in your videos, use that in your marketing. Push that out. If you find a specific area that has some crazy numbers, definitely, do some marketing, send that out to the area, try to get those listings, depending on your marketing, maybe try to get some of those buyers, send it out to prospects, let them know this is really what's going on in the market right now. Again, I can use that find button to get directly to a specific county to bring up just that county and all of those zip codes. I'm also able to create from scratch, much like the quarterly report. I'm going to go ahead and hit new. My name would be Baltimore County Area Report. And then I can go through and which contact would I like to send this to. I can look through. Again, I have a lot of me in here and browse through any contact that I have in the system. I can use, and then which market area. So that's where I'm going to browse. And this is where I have the opportunity again to search for a specific area. Maybe this client is looking in Baltimore County and she wants a specific zip codes. Maybe she said, I want to live in Baldwin and maybe we'll just pick one, maybe Glen Arm. Those are very rural. They're looking for something out there that's very rural, and I'm going to hit OK. So maybe here, I don't want to just put Baltimore County Area Report. You know, I can say, you know, Baldwin and Glen Arm. So I can add that information if I want. Do I want to copy myself? Again, remember, if I'm sending to 20 people, I will receive 20 emails. Maybe I want to add myself as a contact as well. And then I can change that initial subject line and follow-up subject line as well. Again, I like to preview everything that I send. So here I have my photo. It's October. Because it's not going to be available tomorrow. This will update and November reports will come out. One of my favorite days of the month. I go in there and look at my reports. And here again is that customizable paragraph or, you know, few words there that we can say. Again, when someone receives this, they can print it as a PDF if they would like. They can view it in their browser. They can share to social media if they want to. Hey, check out what my agent sent me. Are they sending this to you? They can contact you directly or forward to a friend. So maybe they have someone that's interested in real estate, or they have a partner, or they have, you know, a neighbor or someone they want to send it to. Again, all of your information from your profile will come through, and then you'll see the average days on the market for these two particular areas has gone from 60 to 7, and the average sales price has gone down. So again, you know, look at this information, be very familiar with the areas that you serve. And again, any of the graphs and the charts that are available here do have these little grayed out question marks. And I'm able to see this graph represents the median sales price, the total number of sales per transaction in units for each month over the past 2 years. So I'm able to go in and look and see the number of transactions and how the median sales price worked. So all the way from November of 17 until October of 2020, I can see how that data has changed. So again, this gives you some great information about your local areas where you serve. And here it's going to go down, and we're going to see here's the information for Glen Arm. So they can see this information is a little bit different just because the area is different. And you can see again, lots of charts and graphs and information included. And then I can save and send. And just like the quarterly report, I can edit, I can delete, preview, I can resend that email if needed. What market area is this person receiving? Have I copied myself? Has the person unsubscribed? When did I initially set up this report? And when was the last time the report came out? So you'll see the report is created on the 8th. My reports are going out in the high afternoon of the 9th. So people know they can expect these on the same day of every month. Again, I can go through and find a particular report So maybe I'm looking for a Cecil County report, and I can hit the search button, and that report's going to come up for me automatically. I don't have to look through all the rest of everything that I have set up. So that is your quarterly report. Again, that county report, your area report, which is your county and your zip code report, and then also a market report. So you'll see here, we don't have the preview and share. I do have several reports set up here, not as many, but again, I can go through and find any report that I need. And here's where I want to create a new report. So I'm going to label this particular report. Maybe I want to say this is my Rumsey Island market report, and I want to send this to a specific client. And again, I do have to have that client in my system. Display title. And if you do hit this little question mark here, it will show you where does this information come up. It comes up right here. So maybe because it already says market report, I just want it to say Rumsey Island. Do I want it to go out every single day? Do I just want to pull the report? I don't want to send it yet. I can have it go out every day. Maybe it's an investor and they really want this information every week, and all the way up to every quarter. So I can determine that for myself. Is this person a buyer, a seller, a prospect, or an investor? And again, that's going to pull that specific paragraph of information that, again, I can customize, don't want to personalize, but it's going to be for that particular consumer. Also, do I want to copy myself? Again, if I hit yes and I send 200, I will receive 200 and the maximum number of listings per email. Maybe I want 100, that's right there in the middle. Maybe I want to send up to 200, totally up to you. Do I want to put in a report expiration date? So maybe I want this to go out for the next 3 months, and on the 31st of March, I want it to expire. Then Angie's so used to getting this, she's reading it, and all of a sudden she doesn't get it, and she's going to call me and be like, hey, where is this? Also, you can put in a description. So that will be underneath of that little paragraph that's sent out. Hi, so-and-so, paragraph, and then it's going to have that little information about the data that is included. Maybe it's properties up to $500,000 or properties from $500,000 to $1 million in this specific area. So you're able to adjust that as well. Then I want to go in and I want to edit. Oh, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, you can add your contact here. Let's say I don't have my contact in the system just yet. I am able to add that contact here as well. So I'm going to go into my edit button. And this is where, and they do have a little button up here that I can stretch this out, make this bigger and a little bit easier to read. So I can go through here. I can search by a radius of a specific address or a specific MLS, so maybe a quarter mile or half a mile around a specific school, or maybe somebody wants to work within 5 miles of, live within 5 miles of where they work. So I'm able to add that address if I want, and I can go through and, do I want to include active properties for the past 90 days, active under contract? So go again, those contingent for the past 90 days. Anything that's closed, again, maybe I don't want to include canceled or expired or on hold, temporarily off the market or withdrawn. I don't have to do that if I don't want to. It's completely up to you how you want to set this up. I'm going to have those pending. Maybe I only want pending within the past, again, completely up to you. And then maybe I have a list price. Maybe the person is going up to 500,000. Property type. Again, the more information that you include here, you'll see there is a count button right here. I'm going to count this particular button. I haven't really given it a lot of information yet. So it's going to say that I have 117,000 items found. Maybe I want to be more specific. Maybe I want to have within a half mile of this particular or a mile of this particular address. The other thing that you can do is a map search. So this is going to be very much the same as you would search in your MLS. You can see here I do have mapped out areas that I've already included. Mine came with some that were pre-loaded for me. So I am able to go in and just simply check off that particular area. Again, I can go through, determine how many days back do I want to go for each of these. Completely up to you as the agent. You know, I don't want to include maybe these. And then I'm going to go through. And then once I've clicked on that, and again, you can go through, use the little the drawing button. You can see here in this area, I only have this little section of Joppa called Rumsey Island. I saved it as Rumsey Island 1. I don't ever have to draw this again. Again, I can just click on that little menu and it will pull up my particular area, and I can hit OK. And that's going to autofill all of that information in there for me for my market report. Again, there is a longer video, much more detail that's in on the main page on your dashboard. I do highly recommend it. And you can hit the preview button here, and it's going to pull up my market report. Now that's going to be more specific. And here you can see I have that photo that I chose. Dear Angie, here's this market report. Again, I can customize that. I have a very robust profile. Again, all of the same information as the other reports. Now I have a market snapshot. I can go in and see the average days on the market in this area just for this particular neighborhood. It's not the entire zip code. It's not the areas over here or the whole county. It's only this specific neighborhood. So maybe this is something I want to set up for some sellers. I want to send this out, let them know what their area is doing. Pending data, average days on the market is only 12 days. You know, average days to sell. And I can go through, and again, it will give me the key. So green is for sale, blue is pending, red is sold. It will give me some extra information here as well. And my market snapshot, so the average sold and the average list through November of 2020. Properties on the market, you can see for a majority in this particular neighborhood are basically 150 to 300,000. Days on the market has shifted. And then here I'm getting into the really good information. I get really excited for this part. So I can see the for sale data. I can see the pending data. These are all hyperlinks. Someone can click on these, they can get in there, they can get this information. And then local inventory, if you are a picture person, as I am, you can go through and this information feeds directly from the MLS. And you're going to see some different information. You can see this area here, it's right on the water, but you're going to get some information and somebody can click through. I can click on any of the pictures. I can get the information that's in the MLS. This is a rental property, so I didn't specify the prices, and they can click through and look at the photos. They are able to start an automatic slideshow if they would like to, or they can just go through and look at all of the photos if they want to see, you know, the water views, etc. And that was recently, you can see days on the market 12, and this one is closed. So this one was already rented. So they can go through and they can kind of get that information, what's going on in their area. And again, at the bottom, I didn't mean to say, you will have the disclaimer that you are required to have equal opportunity logo for fair housing and your realtor logo, as well as the mandated unsubscribe button as well. So I would highly recommend going in. Again, I'm going to save and send. It will process and then it will send. And as in the other screens, I can always go in, edit, delete, preview, resend. Am I sending it to myself? has someone unsubscribed, and when was the last time that this particular report was sent? So you can see here, this test one that I did a few years ago was sent out on the 5th. This one most likely had an expiration date, so the last time it was sent out was in February. I can also click on the little hourglass, and it will give me a snapshot of all of the recently sent emails. So maybe someone has called me up and it said, oh, I got, sent this email. And the other thing I like is now I can see that this person has opened it. So this one was sent on the 3rd. It was sent at 5:57 a.m. and this person opened it at 7:27 a.m. 7:24 a.m. So you can also get that information as well from it. So I know I went a little bit fast. I wanted to get as much information in here for you guys as possible. I would highly recommend adding yourself as a contact. That's the best way to practice setting up your reports. Set up a quarterly report and send it to yourself. An area report, send it to yourself. A market report, send it to yourself. I love those because sometimes if I tend to forget about Prospect Square a little bit, I'll get that report in my email and then I'm like, oh, I can look at the report. I can see what's going on in my area. I am the area expert, and I can go through and see. Again, you can change the report cover images, change what those little paragraphs say, and customize them very, very well. So does anybody have any questions as we finish up? Okay, so we will